One prominent XRP chart analyst stated simply that we are near breakdown levels after the cryptocurrency market took a slight setback today. Well, that's not exactly what anyone wants to hear. But don't worry, I'm here to help you understand what's going on by sharing perspectives from a number of well-known chart analysts with solid records. The problem is that a lot of analysts think there will probably be a dip before the market takes off and XRP hits price discovery, which hasn't happened in 7 years. This might result in XRP falling below $2 and possibly as low as $1.80, while Bitcoin would momentarily dive into the $90,000 range. Here's the twist, though. Many observers believe that today could have been the pivotal moment, and that the low may already be in. Therefore, even though the situation is still evolving, there is a lot of hope for the future, even if we must first endure some additional upheaval. Here's the thing, then. Although there is some upward momentum, different analysts will have slightly different opinions. The majority of the analysts I follow aren't expressing a lot of confidence in our ability to move up immediately or tank. First, there is a lot of uncertainty, and many people are pointing out that before things improve, we usually see a little more of a decline. However, some contend that this might be the last dive and that we've already dipped far enough. In actuality, nobody can predict with certainty what will occur. Next, it's okay that we're all simply riding this wave together. Occasionally, we don't have enough information from the charts to determine the most likely short-term move. You know what? Sometimes the most truthful and correct response is to say, I don't know. That's the way it is. I've found that the majority of the analysts I follow are generally accurate. However, I'm not seeing a lot of strong conviction from them at the moment. That being said, let's explore the possible outcomes. It may get difficult at times, but it's preparing us for something truly remarkable. The thing is this, none of the analysts I follow believe that this cycle is finished. Not one. We all agree that a downturn will simply serve to prepare the market for Bitcoin's last parabolic run. Naturally, XRP will be right behind. To be honest, I don't mind at all. I can certainly live with that, but I'm not sure about you. What are your thoughts? Before we get started, though, let me state up front that I have no experience in finance and that nothing I say should be interpreted as financial advice. Really, don't rely your purchase or sale on anything I write or say. I'm just a crypto fan who enjoys creating videos on YouTube about the subject. I only do it for enjoyment as a pastime. It is now June 20th, 2025 when I record this video. For comparison, the current prices of Bitcoin and XRP are $103,427 and $2.12 respectively. However, we've experienced a slight decline today. It's quite obvious when you look at the charts, so perhaps you noticed. Take a look at this. A sharp plunge, boom. After plunging as low as $2.09, XRP swiftly recovered. The same is true for Bitcoin. The 24-hour chart is shown here. That large decline is seen to you simultaneously. Bam! It was felt throughout the market. Since then, however, things have begun to improve. It's interesting to note that XRP has recovered more strongly than Bitcoin thus far, so it's worth monitoring. Around 12:40 p.m., it appears that this trend peaked. Thus, shortly before that, at 12:39 p.m., Watcher Guru posted an update stating that $200 million had been liquidated from the cryptocurrency market in the previous 60 minutes. People, this is a great reminder. In cryptocurrency, leverage is not your friend. It's not actually necessary for you. To be honest, I'm constantly in awe of the fact that we live in a society where investing may yield returns in the thousands of percentages. Whoa, what a surprise! That is undoubtedly insufficient. For such a multiplier would be required. It's a little crazy when folks go overboard, to be honest. Do you not believe that leverage can be excessive for the average person? And I most certainly belong to that group. Simply said, it's not for me. Number, thank you, but no. I would much rather have wealth that can change my life without having to worry about being liquidated. Doesn't it sound like a better deal? This article from Crypto Insight UK was published during a particularly difficult time for the market. They only wrote, "We are at breakdown levels, fam." At 12:19 p.m., they were talking about XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. This is the XRP chart that they provided, highlighting a small amount of liquidity that is slightly below the present levels. Although it came very near, XRP was not able to dip into that liquidity zone at that time. In the afternoon, XRP had already begun to rebound at 3:07 p.m. following a brief period of recovery. The price had risen from $2.09 to about $2.13 at that point. Even though it missed the liquidity sweep, it was still a fascinating event to observe. Then he watched it rise again. One of the analysts at Crypto Insight UK has been predicting for some time that those lows will probably be blown away once more. He said, "Come on, XRP, just end our suffering already," when he saw it reappear. You get the idea, but he wrote FFS. To be honest, I understand his perspective. It might still occur. This is a post by Zoom, a chart analyst. Naturally, we are discussing XRP in this context. I wanted to share this with you because he has been talking about it for weeks. At 2:04 p.m. Central Time today, he posted this immediately following the plunge. Fortunately, it appears that we have already survived the worst, and XRP has even somewhat recovered. This is his statement. Since it would provide XRP with the impetus to rise and appease smart money bears, I have been arguing for weeks that a $1.90 to $2 liquidity sweep for XRP would be fantastic. Sounds good, doesn't it? We'll see whether that move comes up soon. This is merely a warning. Although there is slightly more liquidity at $1.80,